What's going on, guys, and welcome back to the channel. We are here in sunny Boca Raton, Florida, and it's surgery day, right, babe?
Yep. Time to have surgery on the throat.
Yeah. So it's been a little update. It's been getting progressively worse.
I can barely talk.
So it needs to happen. So I know you're nervous about surgery, but are you a little excited?
No, I'm not excited. Nobody likes to have surgery, especially in your throat.
Yeah, but you can't even talk. A little excited?
I'll be happy when it's over. Just
right.
hurry up and give me the happy drugs.
He just wants the drugs, guys. So I'm going to update you guys.
Hardest part is not having coffee in the morning. I can't have coffee.
And I have coffee because I'm an asshole. So I'm going to update you guys on how it goes, on his recovery. And I can't with the robotic sounds. But this has been our life for a little bit now. So, like I said, progressively worse, but he's going to hopefully be great after this. She said
she's making voices great again.
She's making voices great again. There you go. You heard it from the man. So I'll keep you guys updated, and I'll see you guys after surgery. How you feeling?
Good.
Good. You're like sleepy.
Yeah, when it's over.
Yeah.
More drugs.
More drugs. We're gonna need more drugs. Say something.
What would you like me to say?
I don't know. Say something you could say again later.
I need some coffee right now.
You need some coffee right now?
I need coffee right now.
All right, everybody. It's a beautiful night to save lives. Let's have some fun.
Well. We are home, and Chris is recovering from surgery, if you will. And I think it is time that we release the new vocals. What do you say?
Yeah, this is it. Surgery's over, and I feel amazing. I was saying before, it'd been cool if, like, when I started talking, if like a crazy voice came out, you know, like some very like high pitched, like alien animated sound came out. But no, we're home, and I feel amazing.
You look good. You sound good.
Oh, well, I've always looked good. I don't think looking good was ever the issue.
This is true.
Yeah, so the sounding good part of it. So let's see, like prior to surgery, you guys might be able to tell in the intro, I used to have to use so much energy to speak. And right now I'm like super relaxed. I'm barely even like trying to talk, which is so nice. I had to, in order to get words to come out in the beginning, I had to like push so hard with my diaphragm and like use so much energy to get sounds to come out. Like if I tried to just speak quietly, it would just like air would come out. Like it'd be like, bah, 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 bah. Like nothing sound wise would come out. I'd have to like push really hard, like rev my engine to get the sound to come out. Kind of like the, hey, yeah, this is better. Kind of like that in a way. And if I tried to do any high pitched talking, that just was non-existent. Like I could never, like I told Kristen, like if I try to talk to the dogs, I'm sure a lot of you guys do this at home. When you talk to your dogs, you always talk in like a baby voice or like a very high pitched voice.
What does that sound like?
I can't sound like this a little bit.
I'm not even kidding you. So I don't think, and you can comment below and let us know if you also speak to your canines or your felines in a voice such as that. I don't. But Chris does all the time, and he has not been able to speak to the dogs, or at least the dogs.
That's not my voice, though. That's the dog's voice. Like, if the dog decides to speak, it's a high pitch.
Right.
Like Josh is more of a medium pitch. Hers is very high pitch because obviously because she's a Doberman and she's a female, so it's very high pitch. Josh's is more of like Yeah,
it's just weird that since you've been having these issues with your throat that they haven't been talking.
The dogs also have not been talking.
Yeah, so it's just a coincidence.
Yeah, Josh kind of talks like this. This is Josh's voice. Like when Josh talks to people, this is how Josh talks.
My life is never dull, guys.
But Shadow, on the other hand, Shadow, I don't ever know how to do her voice. Like it's kind of just have to like wing it. But it's like,
Oh yeah, this is Shadow. Shadow talks more high pitched voice, but Shadow's not even supposed to be talking right now in high pitches.
No,
after
you're
surgery,
not.
they were like, "Don't let your dog talk in high pitched voices," aka me. So
Yeah, he's supposed to rest his vocal cords. No screaming, no yelling,
No
no
singing.
pitchiness,
They said no singing. They kept emphasizing that after surgery to me, like as if I was like a big time singer. They're like, remember, no singing. I was like, I don't know why you guys think I just sing all
They
day.
also thought you were going to throw punches.
Yeah, the one woman like took me into surgery, and all she kept like they were rolling me back, and she kept saying, she's like, hey, I'm not like an MMA fighter, and I was like, okay, neither am I. And she's like, right, well, when you wake up, don't be throwing punches. And I was like, I don't think I throw punches when I wake up from surgery.
He doesn't at home.
Yeah, she's like, well, I'm only warning you once, and I was like, well, I'm not really gonna remember it, so if I throw a punch, you could punch me back. Like I'm not gonna know what's happening. And but they put me on this like little tiny table, like the table for surgery was actually like super narrow. I'm guessing it's so the doctors can stand like really close to you, so you're not on like a wide bed, and the doctors have to like climb over to get into your mouth hole. But they put me on this like very narrow bed and started strapping me. They put my hands in bubble wrap. I'm guessing for the punching. But I was like laying there, and I was like, "Did you put me in bubble wrap?" And they were like ignoring me, but they were just I could see them like pumping stuff into my IV, and I was like, "Am I about to go to sleep?" And the one guy's like, "It's night time." And that's like all he said, and I was out. And then I was in recovery. Like they didn't say anything to me.
They usually don't, I feel like.
Yeah, they I think because they were like running so far behind with surgery, they were so far like delayed. So in the video right prior to this outro, when you see me laying down in the bed with the little blue hairnet, which I kept because I think I'm going to start wearing that hairnet. I don't remember Kristen filming the video clips. So the doctor, when we went there, the anesthesiologist kept giving me medicine for anxiety because I was like, man, I'm super anxious about having surgery. Like you're going to be cutting into my throat, like through my mouth. And I was like, I have a lot of anxiety about this. And he's like, I got you, buddy. He's like, what do you want? Something like Xanax? And I was like, yeah. So he started like pushing stuff through my IV. And it took a little while to kind of hit. And he came back over. He's like, how do you feel? And I was like, still super anxious. He's like, do you feel tired? I was like, no. And then he's like, okay, we'll get more. So he started pushing more into the IV, and then the first one hit. So like he pushed number 2 in, and I was like getting loopy. I was like, oh, first one just hit. And he's like, well, too late. Second one just went in, so that's coming. And by the time the second one hit, I thought I was in like pre-surgery for like 30 minutes. And Kristen, they brought her with me. And I was in there for like
2.5 hours.
Yeah, I don't remember anything. At one point, I like blinked my eyes and I opened them. And she's like, did you sleep well? And I was like, I don't think I slept at all. And she's like, you were sleeping for like 40 minutes. And I was like, oh, I had no idea. So, I was super anxious about it, but recovery was a breeze. I mean, I woke up and they gave me fentanyl.
Yeah. Guess what? If you go to the hospital, you get the fentanyl that's not going to kill you.
Yeah. So I remember when I woke up, I was nervous because she's like, you want fentanyl? And I was like, what's killing people? Like I heard about it on Fox News. And she's like, no, this is the good fentanyl. And I was like, oh yeah, then I'll do it. And
sign me up.
Yeah, she kept asking me like as if she was stealing it. Like she was like looking around. She was like, you want some fentanyl? And I was like, yeah, I mean, like, don't get in trouble or anything. She's like, no, I'll get some. And like ran down the hallway and came back and gave me more. And I was like, are we breaking rules right now? And she's like, no, you're allowed to. And I was like, you seem real shady about this. But they kept giving me the fentanyl, and I wanted it more for like the novelty because I was like, man, I took fentanyl and survived. So
You're a real savage.
Yeah. I don't really feel like it even did much. Like,
you said that when I got in there. Like,
yeah,
I don't think it's doing
it might have been a
anything.
placebo. She was probably just injecting air into my IV. Yeah, she was like, because it hurt to swallow. It felt like strep throat. And she's like, how's the pain? And I was like, when I swallow, it feels probably like a 7. So she's like, oh, you definitely need fentanyl. And I was like, oh, all right. So she pushed it in, and like 20 minutes later, she's like, how do you feel now? And I was like, still hurts to swallow. She's like, I can get you more. And I was like, all right, let's pump the brakes. Like, I don't think this is working.
He was in recovery for a really long time. Like, I was getting nervous how long he was in recovery.
I don't remember any of it.
Yeah. Like, perspective, we got there 8:30. Surgery was scheduled for 9:30. They took him for surgery at like 11:40, and we didn't leave there until 2:30. Normally, it's like the surgery was less than an hour, and recovery is usually
It felt quick
about
to
an
me.
hour.
I don't remember any of it.
It was an all-day affair.
Well, I got my copays worth. My $15 copay for surgery, I got my $15 worth in drugs that day because the amount of Xanax they were pumping me with and fentanyl.
Anesthesia.
Yeah. I felt like $1 million after.
the
But
things.
yeah, otherwise I feel great. It's really nice to be relaxed and to speak freely.
Yeah, so one of the things is I'm even noticing you talk, because I feel like this is the most you've spoken at one given time. Usually you'd have veins popping out of the side of your head. And I think I pointed that out when
That's usually the stress of you like driving me insane.
I don't think that's what it is. But when we had done the initial video talking about how, we were in Florida for the consultation, you were talking and I had noticed how your face was turning red and the veins on the side of his forehead, which I had really never noticed before, were popping out. And then once I saw those popping out while he was talking, I couldn't unsee that. So every time he looked like he was exerting himself fully, I would see the veins. From that moment on, it was like a whole month of veins popping out of his head. And I was like, oh boy, I've never seen veins like this on the side of his head before. But
Yeah, I'm
so
one
he always looked
veiny,
angry.
triumphant bastard. I could tell you that.
Only you.
Yeah, so everybody also on the last video or one of the videos that we did where you'll be able to hear my voice too if you go back to a video when we got the Corvette. When I did the intro on that video, it was first thing in the morning. It was really hard for me to talk. So you could hear the difference in my voice, I think, from that to now. But the people that watched the video when we first said that I was having problems with my throat, Kristen made a post or whatever and posted on her channel, and a lot of people were like commenting in the comments down below and said, like they were like saying all nice things. So I never got to get on there and respond to everybody, but I did read through all of them and wanted to say thank you to everybody that reached out and like wished me well before surgery. It was very nice of you guys. I do appreciate all the support on the channel, and our army on this channel is big and it is growing and it is pretty amazing. So.
Yeah, definitely thank you for loving him as much as I do. Well, almost as much as I do.
My hard hands.
Aww.
Yeah, so that's it. So maybe now we'll get back to podcasting a little
You
bit.
have to say, I want coffee. I think.
Oh, yeah. So I said that in the beginning. So yeah, because I needed coffee. And the first thing I woke up that morning, they were like, you can't have anything to eat or drink. And I had to be at the surgery center so early. And then they're like, yeah, you're big time delayed. And I was like, I could have had coffee. That wouldn't have been a big deal. And so she was like, what do you want? What do you want to say? And I just like, I was like, I want coffee. So
I need coffee right now.
yeah, it feels a lot better now to say I want coffee and not struggle so bad. And, and now I
easy.
actually want coffee again. So
Yeah, so we'll get you a cup of coffee before I get into my clients tonight.
yeah, so that's it. So thank you guys. And here's the update. Here's the new voice. It's beautiful. It's
beautiful. It is like it always should have been.
It's great. It's probably one of the greatest voices of all the voices in the world. This is definitely one of the greatest.
This is a huge accomplishment.
Yeah, huge.
All right, guys. I hope you like this video. Comment below, like I said earlier, if you speak to your canines in a high-pitched dog-like voice, like this one over here. I'd love to hear that. And we will see you guys on the next one.
Peace out, everybody.